everybody. Start. Thank you. Oh,
Really? That's a rule?
they can't show bias, guys. There's media.
Wow. You're right. No one saw that.
Wow. It is. Oh, my back hurts.
All right, let's get this party started. First of all, congratulations to Kentucky on a great match and a great win. We're joined up here by Coach Craig Skinner, Brooklyn DeLeye, Eva Hudson, and Molly Tuozzo. The conference will proceed as follows. It'll start with Coach's opening statement. Then we'll go to questions directed towards the student athletes. We'll dismiss the student athletes, and then we'll go for questions directly to Coach. Coach, get us started.
Yeah, it's hard to know kind of what exactly to say after something like that. I have to, give credit to Kelly and John, who I've known for years. Where they were and where they ended this season was a completely different place. And I thought that, I told Kelly and John afterwards the best coaching job that those guys have done in terms of developing a team. And that's our job as coaches. But I'm trying to find stats that we actually led in this match, and I finally got to blocks. We didn't lead. We were close. So, but I think the cool thing about this team, I thought we'd done it all, and I thought we'd found every way possible to win, and tonight was a different way. And so I think the way they play and the heart that they show is immeasurable. And I keep telling them they're transformational leaders in the way they go about it and what they've done for the sport, especially in Kentucky, but not only there, around the country. So proud of them, but the job isn't finished.
All right, questions for the student athletes? Starting up here. Nope, one second. Right behind you.
Sorry, Jay. It's Megan Hall with USA Today. This question is for Molly and for Brooklyn. At what point in the match, I saw you guys look over at each other. You kind of this mask pull down move. So I wanna know, what was that about? Or do you care to share?
Oh, I'd love to. Putting on our helmets. Helmet on.
Yeah.
Ready to dig.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
usually when there's a open hole or the block's not there, we're just stepping up into that seam and
Helmet
whatever
on.
happens, happens.
Body on the line.
Hope it goes up. Wow, I can't believe someone saw that.
Eva, you had a slow start, but with your career on the line, with one set left, you erupted in sets 4 and 5. Did anything change with your mindset, or did you just stay the same?
No, I just think we came out a little timid and not knowing what to do in the first set, and slowly found our rhythm in the second and third. But by the fourth and fifth, we found that rhythm, and I don't know, I was just swinging away, knowing my people behind me were covering.
Tim Letcher, UKathletics.com. For Brooklyn and Molly, the word that Eva used yesterday to describe you guys was grit. Could you just talk about the grit of this team? And then also, as a follow-up, the freshmen really stepped up in set 5 with Trinity's serving and then with Cassie's setting. Just talk about those two things, if you would, please.
You want to talk about it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think just the grit piece has just been there all along. I think that just comes from practice every day. We're just wanting to get better, and I think we've just done a good job and not forgetting why or how we got here. So I think that just really pulled through, and then just talking about the freshmen, it's the biggest stage in college sports. So, we knew the nerves would be there. None of us have ever been there, so I'm just super proud of the way that they came out because, as freshmen coming into that, we've all had the experience. Obviously not here, but just in other ways. So, they've had it all along, and they just kind of need that spark.
Yeah, I'll just add about Trinity. Craig always tells us in practice every single day to serve like you're serving in the national championship and just trusting that and putting yourself in the game. And I think she works really hard in practice about sticking serves on us and making us better. And I think that just made her ready for today.
PJ Green, Kansas City Star. For Brooklyn, obviously not the greatest night on the stat sheet for you, but coming in clutch late, just what was the process like mentally of staying in it and staying ready? And then just for everyone, seemed like the block was kind of the key to coming back in those last two sets. What was that process like of getting that together and fixing that on the front and back end?
Yeah, it's truly a team sport. So, whether I wasn't doing my best, I knew everybody else would have my back. And I just was trying to do everything that I could to contribute to the team the entire match. Whether that was just being positive the whole time, no matter how I was doing. Because, if I was dwelling in my performance, I wouldn't have been able to be there for my teammates. And I think as a team, just the blocking, it takes a while to figure out those hitters. You're in a Final Four match. Props to Wisconsin. They had every hitter coming at us the entire match. They did not let down. So I'm just super proud of the way that we just kept adjusting to their style of play. It's really hard. Wisconsin's a great team. So, it was just battling both sides. So.
And she turned into a defensive machine.
Yeah. 14 digs, right?
Hunter Mitchell, Volleyball Adrenaline. Molly, you all have had so much success in this tournament, especially with serving other teams out of system to give your defense a chance. Tonight, you all were trying everything you could to get Wisconsin uncomfortable, and they were passing dimes. Took you all really until just a few plays in the fourth and fifth to kind of make the difference to get some digs. When you're playing a team like that and you can't affect them from their serve, how do you not let that affect your defense to find ways to continue to be in the rallies?
It's definitely frustrating as servers. They were passing dimes and we were putting some hard serves on them. So I think, they were in system a lot. So like me and BK were doing, just put your helmet on, ready to dig. We've done so much preparation for this team. So I think trusting in that and ready to dig.
Caroline Mikauskis, Lexington Herald Leader. Molly, you're kind of the, architect of this defense in a way. Can you talk a little bit more about the challenges presented by someone like Carter Booth, who had a huge match tonight, and things that you said to this team to kind of keep things going?
Yeah. They have so many great hitters on this team. So our mindset was just they're here for a reason. They're going to get some amazing kills. They're going to bounce balls. They're going to stuff some balls. So I think just moving on, we have a saying called UFO. It's kind of just the point happens, forget about it, next ball. And that's the great thing about volleyball. There's 25 points in a set, so I think they're an amazing team. Props to them, and they made some plays, and we just have to move on.
Charlotte Gibson, ESPN. Yesterday, Brooklyn and Eva, you talked about finding joy and drawing the smiley faces on everything. Tonight's match was pretty nonstop. I'm curious from each of you, where did you find those little pockets of joy tonight?
Yeah, for me, I was just looking around, taking the atmosphere in. Like I said earlier, I've never been here. None of us have been here. So I think all of us, we were just trying to soak in every bit of it and just kind of remember how we got here. The little girl that once believed that they could be on the stage, we were kind of doing it for that person. So, just taking that in and just playing for those that came to support us tonight.
Yeah, and something we do in between sets, too, is kind of look at one another in the eyes, which kind of seems like a dumb thing, but you don't really do that too often when it's such a fast-paced game. So taking the time to, say, I got you to each and every teammate really kind of brings that unity back into the team aspect.
Liam Keating, Topeka Capital Journal, Brooklyn. Your hometown has been a buzz this week. I've talked to many coaches and many high school athletes that look up to you. What was it like playing so close to home tonight and with so many fans come out to kind of specifically see you play?
Yeah, it's nothing like it. I've had everybody texting me throughout the time, so I just have felt so loved over this week, and it's just so cool that I get to represent just a place like Topeka. I would not be anywhere the person I am today without each and every one of those people. So I'm just out here having fun with my teammates, and I'm just glad that I get to do it at almost my home state. I know we're in Kansas City, Missouri, but who even looks at that?
One more question for the student athletes over here on the left side.
Eva, it's Maggie Davis for BBN Tonight. You said earlier this week that you knew from the first practice this team was capable of coming to a Final Four. From that first practice to these practices here in Kansas City, where have you seen this team grow and change the most to make that dream a reality?
Honestly, I don't think there's any growing needed. I know our team knows we're ready. It's just a matter of soaking in the environment, and obviously we did not do that the first set, but I'm really proud of them to rally and kind of trust in our abilities, and yeah.
Period.
Good. Eva, Brooklyn, Molly, you guys are good to go.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Yes, yeah.
Don't hurt him. Good job.
All right, questions for Coach? Let's start up here. Comic relief, too.
Brett Ramsey with the Kentucky Colonel. Coach, this is the first time that the national championship has been between two SEC teams. Do you think it's a coincidence that this has happened the year they restarted the SEC postseason tournament, or do you think that tournament helps prepare teams for the NCAA tournament?
I thought you were going a different direction. I don't think it's a coincidence that two SEC teams are playing for the national championship. The coaches in our league have worked incredibly hard to put ourselves on the map and to make the SEC a volleyball powerhouse. And I also need to give credit to all the coaches in the grassroots of the Southeastern Conference to make that happen. Now, in the last couple of weeks, did the SEC tournament prepare us for challenging, pressure-filled moments? Yes, it has. But coincidence in terms of being in the championship, it's been a lot of years of really hard work by a lot of people.
Hey, Coach. Caden Gaylord-Day, WKYT in Lexington. In that fourth set there, Eva gets the kill. You go up 24-21, and then Wisconsin rattles off 3 to tie back up, and then you get back-to-back blocks there to take that fourth set. You know, just watching that, we talked about the resilience of this team all year, but just watching those sequence of events happen, you know, what was going through your head in that mind, and what was, you know, your reaction after, you know, those back-to-back blocks there?
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult things to do in sports is play 1 point at a time. I mean, there's just no other way to be elite if you're trying to play 2 or 3 points at a time, and the focus and the intentionality of our players in each of those points was really impressive. And you know, because, you know, if you start thinking about the moment, you start thinking about the crowd, you start thinking about the score and what could happen if you don't do something, then you won't execute. And our team has done an incredible job this year of not letting the score dictate their effort, their focus, and you know, willingness to just give it to their team.
Jack Tobin with the Kentucky Colonel. Coach, this is now your second time in the Final Four. But can you talk about the difference it is this year in a non-COVID season with the experience of having to have fans at this tournament?
Yeah, I'd say probably it's magnified with you guys. The media coverage that's existence here today is, you know, 10 times what it was probably in Omaha. I may be off by that, but then, you know, the number of fans in the stands, you know, the attention to detail by the NCAA to put on an event like this. You know, the nationwide media coverage online and print is amazing. So you just see it all over the place. And back then it was just, we're just hoping to play. And if we got to play, it would be the best thing ever. And now it's like we know it's here. We know when the date is. We know what the possibilities are. And so it just adds pressure.
Craig, I asked the players about the freshmen. Can you just talk about what Trinity and Cassie were able to do, especially in that fifth set?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, to have the guts to go back there like Trinity did at the beginning of that fifth set and serve not just balls in the court, but tough serves to impact the match, you know, takes an incredible amount of confidence. But, you know, she's prepared herself for this moment. I mean, life's pressure is nothing, you know, that pressure is nothing compared to life pressure. And she has overcome a lot to get herself in that moment, and she showed how tough she was. And Cassie was on the run a lot tonight. I mean, she had to run down a lot of serve receive balls, and so she was pretty tired, you know, throughout the match. And for her to keep her composure and execute in the fifth set again says a lot about her resiliency. She's, you know, nothing really phases her. She's ready for the next point every single time.
Coach PJ Green, Kansas City Star.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Bright lights up here.
Yeah, no, yeah, we know. So after that first set, it seems like the timeouts came pretty timely. So just after that first set, how do you get your team to reset? And then throughout this match, as they talked about it being nonstop, what kind of things do you do and instill in them that help them keep their composure?
Well, I got to give an enormous amount of credit to my staff. My staff does an incredible job of doing their job really well, giving the right information to our team. We don't get too emotional. I mean, it's you get too emotional, you lose sight of what's important. But I felt like everyone was angry, you know, mad that we didn't perform well, and you know, "Oh, we got to do this and that," and you just have to flush it because that's our sport. It's over. That set is over, and we have to be upset we didn't perform well, but we got to continue to fight for the next point. And if we don't do that, we get caught up in the emotions of losing that set, getting killed in that set, then we will not have a chance in the second set. So it's just continuing to think about what's next.
Carolyn Mikauskis, Lexington Herald Leader. Craig, up until that fifth set, you guys only won the sets that were not in front of the large contingency of Big Blue Nation. You took a huge lead in the fifth set, not in front of them, and then you switched sides. Wisconsin kind of caught back up. Did you feel that they made a difference at all, or is that just coincidence?
I think that's coincidence, Caroline, to be honest with you. I mean, the number of fans that we've played in front of this year, home crowd, away crowd, SEC tournament, same thing. I think it had to be coincidence, but you know, I'll ask, but I don't think they hear a whole lot in terms of what was said. They hear volume, but I don't think they hear what is said particularly. So, must have been a coincidence, I think.
Craig, what specifically did you tell him after that brutal first set in the huddle?
Just exactly what I just said. I mean, it was everyone's angry. We're upset, and you know, it's unfortunate. I basically said, "Congrats, guys. We couldn't have played any worse." And it was honest. It was just, and they played great. But the only thing we can do is flush it and move on to the next set. And again, our staff does a really good job of just focusing on what specific things we can do with our fundamentals to be better, and so we get better touches on the block, we get better positioning on defense, we execute a little bit better offensively, and if we focus on those things, then we let go of the emotional response of getting drummed in the first.
Craig, Liam Keating, Topeka Capital Journal. I was talking to Brooklyn's high school coach this week, and he said that throughout her career, she's helped elevate her teammates around her. I was just wondering how you've seen Brooklyn elevate the rest of your team along and vice versa.
Well, I think it's, you know, evidenced by watching her play. I mean, the thrill that she gets out of someone next to her doing something special is enormous. I mean, Brooklyn's has gotten accolades her whole life in every sport that she's played, and she's been MVPs and state champion and USA MVP and captain, and I mean, her accolades speak for themselves, and she's earned every single one of those. But the thrill and joy that she sees in other people doing well is so inspirational to them because they know what type of player she is, and she is always about the team. And don't get me wrong, she wants to get hers and she wants to perform at the highest level. But you know, she'll let this thing go, and she'll bank on the fact that she led us in blocks and had 14 digs, and the fact, you know, so I mean, it was an awesome night for her in those areas.
Two more questions. First over here.
Kaden Gaylor Day, WKYT. Coach, for the whole match, you all didn't get to 15 points first except for the final two sets there, set 4 and set 5. You know, what is it about this team? I mean, like I said, we keep talking about resiliency all year with this team, but what is it about this team that they're able to not get down on themselves even when things aren't looking right for them, and they're able to come back and win matches like these?
I think they have accountability partners on their team, and the people on the bench are not letting them get caught up in what they aren't doing. It's more in tune to what we are going to do next, and they just collectively as a group of 14 have an amazing ability to just, all we can do is control the next whistle, and so I wish I could tell you a magical thing and why, but. You know, mentally tough kids, too, that it takes to win a match like that.
We'll wrap it over here on the right side.
To your right, Craig. Dick Gabriel, Big Blue Insider. You kind of touched on this a second ago, but Brooklyn is known, of course, across the country for her kill numbers. But it seemed like down the stretch tonight with Wisconsin just unloading with all those big arms, she was especially great with digs. Can you talk about just the effort that takes? Because, you know, defense is the grit. Nobody likes to play defense, but she's pretty damn good at it.
Well, I mean, when you play volleyball for a long period of time, you start to understand the angles of what people are doing. And you can't really recreate the heat, you know, and velocity that they're going to do. But if you're in the right spot and you sacrifice, you know, your body to get the ball in the air, I mean, some of those digs we had at the end of fourth set, unbelievable, you know. And they had some unbelievable digs, too, because we had a couple crushes that they came up with to get it back to even. So I think both teams, you can tell both teams spend an enormous amount of time digging balls. And if you don't do that, you can't become efficient at it and control it then where you can get a swing. And both teams, I thought, were really good at that tonight.
Coach, thanks for your time. Look forward
Thank
to
you so
seeing
much.
on Sunday.
Appreciate you guys being here.
We'll have Wisconsin in just a couple minutes.